But anyway, yes, I'm lying. I am lying. Once more. Yeah. Det är fullständigt liksom. Det här har varit en helt annan på TikTok. Jag tror inte alls på nästan något vi är hela TikTok för mig är det står TikTok isn't responding. Don't say. Så det avinstallerade TikTok-appen och sen ominstallerade den och sen började det funka bättre efter det. Nu är det tillbaka för att man ser det. därifrån kan det vara. Så själva kan stå. Själva. Jag tycker om att träna med vapen. Disregard och misuse och kunna snacka med det. Jag tycker att det är snabbt. Det är löjligt tycker jag. Förr så jag fick en på TikTok. Så jag gjorde träningsvideo och träning på TikTok. Så ja. Det enda som presenterade TikTok är vanlig transport till bostäder. Jag tränar bort tippbygge. Det var så. Jag tycker Gud, leksaks, låtsas, Gud, troliga. Ja, så jag lärde mig av det att det är så kan man få på TikTok. Så det är lite att träna. Så där känner jag att folk får en förkyld. Det är första gången på det ser av kampsporten, träning. Då kan du börja med massor träning. Sen kan jag det säga att hälsovården. Ja. Det kan dela lägen också. Vi kan köpa lägen och där man tävlar inte lägen. Det var en tjej som varsågod. skarp. För att inte använda sin damm. Men jag tränar ett träningsstopp så tycker jag man har halsduk. Skarp och dåligt för att gå på kallas. Dessutom är det låst för att det blir där. Och utöver det så det blir extra jag bor på serviceboende. Jag såg en miljon. Hej, välkommen till nästa. Ja, det finns 5 miljoner TikTokers som pratar om socialtjänsten. Att delplaceringen har och jag talar om vad som helst. Men vad gäster livestream. Jag har sett ganska många TikTokers i Sverige som vill livestreama att de har fått sin tvångsutbetalning från socialtjänsten. De sitter på hemma och gränsar och slutar igång systemet. Så det är där serviceskolan, autism, det är det kursen på autism och serviceskolan. Det är att man lär helt tillfället som kraft. Det är serviceskolan kraft, det är socialtjänsten. Och så kommer man obestämd upp. Tittar vi på suggestion, suggestions. Då är det TikTok som vi gör det här. Bolag blir fräsa på vägen. Och sen kommer man tycka att det är på många bland diken. Bolag. iPhone. Vilken iPhone. Det är inte den här personen har gett fast. Den här personen betyder det att det är fast. Det var ett ny TikTok och fattat att det inte funkar. Jag öppnade TikTok och så den här personen betyder inte att titta på deras fastköp. Så det är inte att man har skrivit om vilka utbjuda personer från det här. Det var någon likes på det var inte skolan. Jag vet inte vad de skickar på. Sen kan få folk som får göra klipp. Jag tror jag har en lista på folk som får göra klipp. Jag är inte säker. Kanske alltså video i alla fall. Jag tror man kan göra live av en video på marknaden. Det är det också. Okej. Det börjar tränas. Samma dit. Det säger att det var tandläkare som började skjuta. Okej. Så, hej. Hej. Sawadee. Sawadee namai. Sawadee, okej. Okej, jag råkade byta in det av misstag. Jag fick fram det. Det verkar ju att det gick bäst i alla fall. Okej, tack för att du var gäst här stund. Jag ska träna lite. Thank you for joining my live stream. I'm going to train a little bit, exercise. Okay. So, Chuck Cook, thanks for joining me. Thank you to the Thai lady who got my live stream for volunteer. And it was actually accidental. This has happened a few times where I'm I'm scrolling through my chat, and then I click something, and then I invited somebody, and sometimes it happens that person shows up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, hey, it'd be a little bit awkward, and I didn't want to look rude. I kicked them off, but I didn't thank them for joining me. So sometimes it happens as I'm live, and I click buttons, and it says like invite. So if you look at the chat, it says like invite this person to join you. And as I'm scrolling through the chat, sometimes I accidentally click a button and it invites the person to be a guest. And sometimes they show up. And that happened now. So thanks to the person who joined, Captain Crap. I will be solo live now because I will be training. I'll be solo live streaming. Thank you for joining as a guest. I'll be live streaming solo. I'll be faking it. So I won't be a full live stream. Okay, so we have på tal om thailändare. Thailändare är ofta trevligare. Artiga och vänliga. Thailändare, det finns en del thailändare som har frågat som är svenska thailändare. De är thailändare som har flyttat till Sverige och bor i Sverige. Och de slutar inte att thailändare bor i Sverige, utan de blir thailändare och sen så uppgraderas till svensk plus. Thailändare plus svensk. Som är thai-svenska. Så samma om jag skulle flytta till Ryssland och jag slutar inte vara svensk för att flytta till Ryssland. Det är rysk-svensk. Så ja, jag följer med thailändare på TikTok och generellt så brukar det vara trevligare och lättare att komma överens med. Det är mer ovanligt att jag har någon hatare. Det händer att man är live och måste få börja trakassera och hata in. Det är väldigt ovanligt, skulle jag säga, att thailändare sysslar med så. Ja, jag kommer inte ihåg den där gången att det kommer thailändare och hatar eller på nät. Det är mer vanligt att svenskar som tittar och tittar på livestreamar och typ kommentarer och folk som håller på så blockerar Katyusha. Det låter liksom Katyusha. De hade ett raketsystem inom andra världskrigets sovjetiska artillerisystem som räckte Katyusha. Det var en lastbil med raketer på. Så ja, det var för en massa raketer. Så kallad storm. Det var fortfarande lite steg. Vad ska vi göra? Vad ska vi göra? Vidare frågan är så mycket förkyld. Och det är jag har sett mycket kul från det som är samhället. Och det är många klipp som är inte från hans kanal. Det är också gör klipp från hans liv. Om det snubben som är så. Jag ser det. Jag ska stanna. Jag har mina handskar någonstans.
Vart du kolla så det med i kameran. Jag hatar när jag håller på att träna och gör en video när jag tränar. Och sen i efterhand ser man att jag förflyttar mig i kameran så man tror att man gör en video och visar vad man gör. Men i efterhand ser man att det inte var så. Så. Nu var en thailändare som kom. Savadi. Man ser det på namnet. Det var sådana här specialbokstäver. Savadi krapp. Okej. Ska jag träna lite? Jag ska träna lätt idag. Och kolla om thailändare. Jag kommer använda lite Muay Thai-tekniker. Ibland tränar jag enbart boxning. Alltså slå med knytnävarna. Och ibland så tränar jag Muay Thai. Kanske inte exakt så som... Alltså om jag gör armbågar till exempel. Thai-boxning. Jag använder mycket armbågar. Men jag attackerar mina armbågar. Det sättet jag gör det på är kanske inte exakt så som de blir ute i Muay Thai. Formen alltså. Så här skulle vi göra. Men jag tycker om att träna armbågar och sparkar och knän och sådana saker ibland. Ja, thai-boxning är mer effektivt än vanlig boxning. Det är bättre att ta bort och träna. Bli mer effektiv. Som självförsvar till exempel. Det är bättre att träna thai-boxning än vanlig boxning för självförsvar. Om man tränar kampsport för självförsvar. Så i självförsvarssyfte. Därför att det finns mycket fler. Ja, helt enkelt. Det är inte bara nervarna utan man tränar att använda hela sin kropp. Alla lemmar. Det är inte bara slag med knytnävar utan man kan slå med armbågar. Man kan slå situationstecken med knäna. Och sparka och så vidare. Då kan Thailand, ni kan ju börja ni kan börja betta. In Thailand they do betting. That's a big part of Muay Thai culture that they bet on fights. So if you're a Thai person, you can start betting now, place your bets now. Who you think will win, me or the dummy over there that I'm going to be fighting? And if somebody has like a flute or something like this, you can start playing the snake music. Yeah, okay. Börja med svåraste på en gång. Träffa huvudet. Det är lättare att träffa med händerna. Jag har specialskor på mig. Så. Jag kan träffa med tårna. Tåkicks kan man. Normalt sett så vanligaste sätt att sparka antingen med insidan så här. Eller med småbenet. Med de här skorna så kan jag träna tåkicks. Alltså träffa med tårna. Utan att skada mig lika enkelt. För att de har skitsyla och hård tå på sig. Vissa.
ska ta en paus nu, sen ska jag kolla på YouTube och fortsätta träna. För med YouTube om jag vill träna med vapen ska jag göra det. Jag ska kunna få göra det på TikTok, kan jag inte göra det. Pinnar eller knivar och sådär.
And I'm live. Before this, I was live on TikTok, and I'm going live now on YouTube to continue my live martial arts training, fighting training. And I'll be training lighter than normal. I've already trained a little bit today. Home defense training first, and then some mixed martial arts training. So I just got done training a little bit in the TikTok live stream, and I have this version on to Bumble, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm gonna keep training. And I'll be going lighter because I still haven't fully recovered my cold. And I'm pretty much better than the previous stream on TikTok. Starting from boxing. Maybe some kicks, elbow strikes. I like this hop there. 1-2 combo. One. And what I did is stand out of range, close the distance as I'm getting in range. My goal was up as I'm throwing the first kick. And then a second kick. A lot of times from a hop step. Four pound combo. 1, 2, x2. Capital stiff. Or the first one, 2, so if I go to force, call. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one ample. This one take you off this. First hooks, white hooks, I threw them like this. The other hooks I threw like this, the last one. You can throw a hook like this, or like this, or like this. a lot of guys couldn't punch as hard as I can. Meaning ever. And if they could, they don't have the power. And hence the market need to exercise to work as the build. I don't need to rebuild strength. Now, most guys couldn't hit as hard as I can. Without wraps and gloves, bare knuckle, without breaking the hands. So if a lot of people can't hit that hard, if they could hit that hard, they would like to break their hands and crack a bone. This is bare knuckle, only like gloves. There's no wrist wraps or anything. And these are not sports gloves. It's not even like 1 ounce. It's just fabric and then some plastic over it. This is just to protect my skin from scrapes and cuts. And it doesn't do anything really to protect my wrist or the bones or anything. More tight. Starting with boxing. A lot of times I start my workout with boxing. And then elbow strikes, knees, kicks, and things like this. So it's not what I like to do. Boxing combos, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 is not what I like to do after 1, 2. That's 4 punches. Bang, bang, bang. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 4 punches in total, a quad. And then after a little bit of that, like boxing, I like to build sequences, chains where I start with punches and then incorporate elbow strikes. And another way to play on this is you start from a distance and you use your long range weapon. So this is kicking range here. So from here, I can start the combo with a kick, close the distance, punch, punch. If I'm keep moving forward, punch, 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 kick, punch, punch. Now I'm here, and then elbow strikes, and it's also deep meat. So you can train like that, or you can cut up what you're doing and keep a certain distance. Punch comes out the throat. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 straight rotation punches to the stomach. Solar plexus. From here, bang, 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 bang. So it's 2 straight punches, 2 hooks to the head. I like this as a speed work combo. Hey.
Let's look at one of these shill channels. Deep State Puppet Shill Fuzzer channels, Beauty Brothers. They're one of these channels that after I start watching the videos of them, start talking with covert abuse tactics. Which is par for the course, that's common if you're torrent video as I am. And I saw they uploaded something recently. So this ties into what I've been talking about before, being a dangerous knife fighter. Here, they got a video showing, hold on. They got a video showing what appears to be a simulated knife attack, okay? And I've talked about this before. To be a dangerous knife fighter, you want to be able to, I'm able to attack in different ways, which means if I have this guard, for example, this guard here, it's not that the only way I can attack is like this or like this. From here I can go like this and attack to you next. So to be a dangerous knife fighter, it's good to be unpredictable. Whereas like a person that's less trained, they're more like if they have this guard, like they start out coming like this, and what they're going to do is something like this. Like they hold it high, they'll be attacking high. Versus a more dangerous knife fighter, you've trained yourself to be able to attack in different ways. So I'm going to start a new video, knife fighting, martial arts training. So I don't like that channel, Beauty Brothers, but they got exactly okay. But they do have some ancient videos. So I am live here. So knife fighting martial arts. I talked about this before. So what can make you more dangerous as a knife attacker? Well, one of the things you could do, I already done, is to look at like knife defense videos. There's quite a lot of people who make videos like martial arts coaches that they make videos about how to defend against a knife attack or knife defense or something like this. No, and it's like they attack a certain way. Now simply this, instead of beating on the bush, something that can make you more dangerous as a knife fighter is basically training and taking my advice I've been teaching a long time knife fighting training, where you learn different ways to attack. So it's not like if you're coming at somebody, you have the knife down here, you don't want it to be too unpredictable, because a lot of times the knife fighting defense instructions will be like, the guy is coming like this, it's like block that and then get the arm and do this and do that. So you don't want them to guess what you're going to do. So if I have the knife here and coming at you, I might go down here. See? So it's not that the only thing I can do from here is like this, which would be like more obvious. Like if I run at you with a knife like this, and it's like this is more or less expected. These type of attack, either like 12 to 6 or more from the side like this. Now, you want to be able to, you want to learn different ways of attacking for sort of going stance. So there's so many ways you can go from a guard or a stance. So from here, I can go here. Since it's not, if I'm coming at you with this, it's not that the only thing I can throw at you. But like having this guard doesn't like mean, oh, I know how it's going to attack 100%. It's going to be this or something like this. No, it can be this, and I actually sheet this. So from here, this stance coming at you. Yeah, it can be this or this, like to the neck, for example. But it can also be this to the liver. See? So from here, it's not that it has to be high and from the right. It can be here quickly. So from here, I can go here, see, quickly, see, or low to the leg or the stomach. So you want to learn and practice and drill different ways of attacking from a certain guard, so you're not predictable. And it's not just about predictability, it's like it's good to know many ways to attack from a certain position. So saying if I have the guard here, the knife here, it's not that the person can know 100% if I'm holding the knife here coming at him what I'm going to do. Because the obvious thing or expected thing might be this or this or this. But I can also go, see there, like an overhand. So from here, I can go high, see. So from here, I can also go, and that's the failure. From here, I can also go here, see. So let's use the dummy here. Little things is I don't have an untied zipper hoodie if you're going to do this type of things, because I actually hit inside the hoodie. So from here, if I'm here coming at them, yeah, this is the thing I can do. But I can also go here, see, here, 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 see, or here. Same with this guard. Yeah, I can go like this or like this. But I can also go here or here or here or here. See? You don't want it to be that you only know one way to attack from a certain guard. But if you have a knife here, it's like all you know is to attack like this. You want to drill. My training system, how I've been training knife fighting martial arts, is something that works. And it's a part of how I've been training is assume a certain guard stance, anyone, and then drill attacking from that stance. They can be from here. What can I do from here? Well, I can go here. 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 From this guard, let's start from this guard. And it's like starting out and then drilling it, figuring things out. So from here, it's not the only thing from here or here. The only thing I can do is this or this. From here, I can go here, see? So this might be more expected, like from here. This might be more expected. And this can be more unexpected. Or this. See, this. See here. Where from here, see? You gotta be careful with this knife. Sheet doesn't come off. So, see? 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 And this upward thrust here, it can be here or here. Now use a training knife if you're trying this. Okay, anything you see me do in my live streams with actual knives, you use training knives. And that's not just as a disclaimer, because there is a risk that you can get hurt. If you're like a rookie especially, if you're starting out. I'm not joking, just like having a real knife and moving it around your body, there's a chance you can get hurt. So use a training knife. So, what about from here? Well, I can attack here, see? So here's a way to attack the knife here. See? Under the breastplate. Here's the sternum. Under the breastplate. At an upper angle like this. So a lot of times a target zone is like the belly button. If you put your hand on the belly button, there'll be like a bullseye where if you're going here, there'll be a target zone for these type of attacks. Or from here. Because here you have a chest plate. You can hear the bone there. And the bone stops here. Which means if I want to get there hard enough, a straight thrust hits bone and I'm less likely to get in there. It's going to be hard at least. So to get to this area behind the breastplate, I want to enter here at an upper angle. And roughly you can use the belly button as the bullseye target zone. Put like a fist on the belly button or hand on the belly button. And it's like that's where you're looking to enter with these upward slashes. And especially with longer knives. Because from here, if I enter the belly button, it can get in there. But if it's twice or 3 times as long, entering at the belly button upward angle, it can slide under this breastplate and deep into the body. So I just show you a few things that you can do. So from here, yeah, obviously, I can attack like this, to the neck, for example. I can also attack here, see here. So from here, I can go here. Yeah, I can go here, but I can also switch and hit here. I can also go here to the liver, or here. See? And from this position, it's basically this angle of attack here. See? This. So basically, to be more effective as a knife fighter, you don't want to be like the guy in the martial arts knife defense videos, where it's like the guy charges the instructor that shows like knife defense technique. It's like you see this all the time, like knife defense, okay? And it's like the guy is like coming at him like this, and then attacking like obviously like this or like this. Then it's like he goes and blocks it like this, and then I get the knife on knees or whatever he's doing. You don't want to be like the guy who's easily blocked when you're attacking. So one of the ways that I can succeed in hitting like knife fighting martial arts is if I'm coming at you like this, I might do that, see, at the last moment. Whereas like, if expected, like a guy, if he's coming here, it's like what's coming is this, or this, for example. Now if I go here, and I hit it so fast, it got unsheathed. So here, so from here, I've drilled and practiced that from here I can go here, which could be to the leg, or here, for example. So, see, and it might be more expected from here to come high, okay? But just going to a lower target zone can be more unpredictable. Because if it's expecting this, it's like the block is time it and stop the knife hand, see here, see, and then get it or whatever it wants to do. So from here, yeah, I've drilled attacking from here in that way to the neck, for example. But I've also drilled switch attacking here. So up high, you're expecting attacks high right, see, from the high right position with the knife. You're expecting high right from a high knife guard, okay? I have the weapon hand here, high right. The most expected attack is high right attacks. So I've been drilling to be more dangerous where no matter what position I'm in, I know how to attack from there. And it's not only one way. So what about from here, for example? Let's work more from this guard. So from here, yeah, that can go here. See here. But it can also be, see here, and come down here. It can also be low, just low to the leg or here. From here, this guard, the expected thing might be this attack or this hooking attack from the side. Either like kind of straight up like this or from the side. Now from here, I can also go here, see? So just because it's low right doesn't mean the attack will be coming from the low right. See? So an expected way intuitive is like from here, it's like this is more expected and a natural way to attack. See? Now the issue with knife fighting martial arts, it's not the natural instinctual way to attack, it's refined, sophisticated. It's like things are more effective in the sophisticated way. So a normal way, common like knife attacks happen, like untrained people, like crazy people, or somebody attacks them with a knife, is to grab the sewing machine. Grab the shirt or the jacket or whatever, and then start spamming this attack or this attack. See? Because I grab the person and then spam like this, okay? See? Now what's a more refined way? Like using the instinctual. Mike Tyson talked about like fighting doesn't come naturally. You have to train to fight. Understand? It's like this. It's rare there's like somebody like in the 1300s, Middle Ages, is like ends up in a fist fight and starts like boxing, like left hooks, left, right, bobs and weaves, and then so it's like a right uppercut under the jaw. There's things like this. It's like this, like refined when people thought about like, okay, we have this thing called fist fighting that happens. And it's like people end up hitting each other with the limbs. And what's the more effective way? Is that maybe if you attack rather than like this, you take maybe like straight and things like this. So it's like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So basically, if you want to know 10,000 things. So a lot of boxing, a lot of my knife fighting martial arts, Mike said knife fighting martial arts, TM, okay, it's boxing. It's like don't reinvent the wheel. It's like boxing based and Muay Thai based. So a lot of my attack methods and like everything, it shares a lot with boxing and knife fighting, and then Muay Thai. So for example, boxing, like the punch carrying technique, for example. So I already know how to do a left right, see, and punching with my knuckles in the jaw. This is like standard boxing. It's like you stand for a target, you're looking to punch your knuckles into the jaw. See, so it's like bang, bang, see? Now, adapted to knife fighting, I already have like the muscle memory of doing that and how to generate force from the arm being here and then hit hard with the right hand, understand? So it's like the only difference is like 90% the same body mechanic. So the only difference is knife fighting, hit with the left, rather than impact with my knuckles to jaw, I'm missing on purpose. I call it punch cutting. And I'm punching the blade. See? So it's exactly like throwing a punch. Only instead of hitting him in the jaw with my knuckles, I'm punching to the left side on his head, and which results in me punching the blade into him. And it could be here, the neck is a chief target zone, or here, here, here. Okay. So it's bang, bang. See? And I'm throwing a punch only to the sides. It's like missing a punch on purpose, like this. See? And I'm throwing a punch, and I'm missing on purpose. Now, if I be holding the knife there, what would that be? With the blade to the side like this, it would be a hard attack where I'm pushing the blade, punching the blade, punch cutting, punching the blade here, here, or here. See? So it's like don't reinvent the wheel. I already know, like, okay, from starting here, I've been drilling and practicing, moving in here, and then two, okay. And it's just minor alterations. So if a person knows boxing, there's a knife fighting style that you can quickly get dangerous with fighting with a knife. Using, if the person knows boxing, they can use their boxing base to quickly get really good at knife fighting. And just adapt and augment the techniques a little bit. A lot of times it's like it's like 90-95% the same technique, body mechanics. And the main part is like the wrist down in some things. So for example, you see here, need to improve my quality future streams. Well, yeah, you can send a donation to my wife's PayPal if you want to write about the audio. And you can send a donation to my wife's PayPal. And you send a donation to my wife's PayPal doesn't decrease the likelihood that I end up buying a microphone or that she buys one and ships it to me. Okay, so if you want to complain about the microphone, you can send me some money if that doesn't make you less likely to buy a microphone. But anyway, punch cutting. See, and I'm punching the knife into his face. Ultimately, the throat. Okay. Now don't try this at home. You want to do right now is dangerous because the sheet is not attached to it. Sometimes I attach the sheet more securely. The secured sheet. So, what else? Yeah, so basically, I've been training to be able to be dangerous and attack from any position. So it's like part of the training, self-training, and figure out my own knife fighting system, helped by God, is what I've been doing is things like just, okay, I have the knife, what can I do from here? Well, from here, can attack like this. What else can I do? I can do this. What else can I do from this guard stance? I can do this. What else? I can go here. What else? I can go here. What about from this stance, but this grip, reverse grip? I can go punch cut here, end up here, stab here. What else can I do? I can do this. What else can I do? I can do this. What else can I do? This. Okay. Then if I slide off, I can quickly return with this, which brings to my next sport, knife fighting 1-2s, slash stab combos, drilling, attack or the slash followed by stab right after. The reverse grip, slash, stab, see. So if I slash, I will let you slide off, similar to elbow strikes. Like if you land an elbow strike, a lot of times you slide off the face, which is like this is I'm chambered and cocked up for the powerful right attack. So if I throw a left elbow and slide off, I can turn into a right elbow, for example. So it's using the natural flow of movement. So if I start from here, slide off the face, what is the natural follow-up? Return with a stab to the neck or down here, see? So from here, punch cut the slides off, return with a stab either here or here, wherever. So 1-2 slash stab, slash stab, slash stab, slash stab. Just 1-2 is 1-2, slash stab, whatever the grip is. And with this grip too, I can go slash stab, see? Or slash stab, see? Slash stab, slash stab. Or from here, slash. And notice it's like a scissor, it's like the obvious follow-up is here. So if it's, see? So it's quickly, and then what is that? It's just good. I don't have to explain everything. This is good. Because if I start attacking here, connect. Very quickly after that, there's an attack here. So you want to be hard to defend against as a knife attacker. See? And it's a lot of times like the opposite. Don't be the guy in the knife defense videos where it's like the instructor is like the guy comes at you with a knife like this. And then it's like the natural. So I'm not saying that's bullshit necessarily, but I saw a video the other day. It was like, number one, a guy shows how to defend his knife. The guy comes like this, okay? And then it's like this attack. And he goes, blocks it like this, okay? Now, that you don't want to be that guy where like somebody is like, yeah, okay, this is coming, block it like here. You want to be unpredictable. If I come at you like this, it's not certain that it will be this coming to you, okay? It's like, yes, I've grilled that from this position, like here. But I've also grilled this. See, and it's not that block anymore, number one. It starts being high here, but it goes low. Or from here, see, notice that, where it's here, high right, and it's turning and attacking to the left side. So, which is like the worst nightmare of a knife defender, like a person who's defending against knives, is you don't know what it's going to hit you with. And there's no like, if you have it here, this I know this is coming, so I can like grab it like this or block like this and then grab a knife on like 2-on-1. No, it's like it can be here and then be that to the leg, understand? Or it can be here and then I'm doing a level change where it's high, drop down and then shoot this up to your neck or to the left side of the body. See? So I've been doing all kinds of ways. It's never like, oh, from this guard, I know what's coming. Even if somebody watch my training videos, there might be some things I do a lot of times, but it's like, you can't guess. Do you understand? It's not like, well, if I have it here, it's like, what I'm going to do is this or this, okay? So it could be this or this, see, from here, here. Or it can be like this, even with like this. So you want to know multiple ways of attacking from every stance and guard. And part of doing training is just assume a certain stance guard and then drill. Figure out what's the attack from there. So what can I do from here? I could do this. 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 I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And it's like I've practiced this dance. If I'm here, I can do this, and then drill out. So it's like if from here, I've drilled. I've learned different ways to move from here. And it's not just like the obvious this, okay? But from here it can be here, here, see, here, here. It can be here, it can be here, from here. So the obvious expected attack might be from here, this, or this. See? And yeah, that can work. I mean, if I can go, see, that can work. Now, a more refined way a lot of times than grabbing the clothes can be control the neck. So just like if I want to land an elbow, I might do this. And if I can get the neck here, and then 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2. If you start defending, so I mix it up once again, combinations. I might double tap, hit 2 times there. Then I'm switching the target zone or the angle of attack. So it's like if he stabs here, it starts defending in the middle. The next one might be here, see? So it's like if it's this coming, it might be defense here reacting to it. If I go stab, and by the time I'm back here to attack again, his hand might go down to stop defending against this attack that I hit him with 2 times. The stab, maybe 3 times. Now, the third one can be here, or here, or here, or here. See? So mixing it up and basically something that helps you be dangerous with a knife is be unpredictable. And generally unpredictable. It's like if you have a knife here, it's not like, okay, if he has a knife there, I know he's going to be doing this if he attacks. Or he's going to be doing this. No, it's like, yeah, that's something I can do from here. But I can also go, see here, quickly here up, like an overhand, and go neck, collarbone area. See? So basically training different ways of attacking. So we'll take the mask off here to tell what to do. Oh, I just make it up. No, I gotta take it off. We'll open it off. So we'll please buy how you talk about it more. Doing the normal walk, otherwise does. I wait people in their box. Notice once again, boxing, using boxing. So here's a dog that can be used in boxing. And with knife here, obviously, it's not just there's like a punch landed in my hand, might hurt the last time connected directly with the dog. But it's also a blade, let's say, which means it becomes more dangerous if it's so punches or kicks anything to the head. And from here, it can also become this. Or this, or anything else. But from here, punch that thing. Here, here. See, and this is the attack that I'm for. But from here,
And then it's not that expected, like what is expected was this or this even. But from here, I can also go here. And once again, hitting the stroke on the shoulder, stutter or the stroke. So from here, I go, maybe I go first. Okay, back up, but then now they're expecting everything, that will take. So you notice that. So from here, I'm attacking up here. So from a high board, I'm attacking from below up here. So from here, see? Here. And I can do level changes. If I want that. So it can be bang, and then this. And this is also coming up with blocking as kick, for example. Because as I'm moving down here, notice how my arm here, like an up kick, it's hard to up kick to my head. See? If I go stab, retract, and I go down and do this, notice a big part of the movement is putting up a elbow forward blocking with up kicks. Okay. A lot of times, an attack is a defense, which means if I'm here, when I throw a punch, I'm putting my shoulder covering my jaw. But it's harder to connect with a hook to the jaw. Okay, so from here, I'm covering my jaw. So it's similar to that. I go, see, notice how, as I'm doing this, it's harder to up kick into the head. And you can also kick into the back. Yeah, because you don't want to attack like that, basically. It's easy what's going on. So, anyway, what's it from? Yeah. Then here, and I can also go from here down here, or 1, 2, where I'm slashing and then stabbing on the same way.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is it's good to learn different ways to attack and know different ways to move from a certain stance guard. Where you have familiarity, you know, from like a given position. Steady like this, you've drilled before, you're aware, it's like, here's the thing I can do. From here, I can attack like this, and that, and it's not just one way. So here, we're gonna look at the, yeah. Yeah, so this is a knife attack. And you got a tray knife there. And notice, don't be this guy, see? Because what he's doing in the Build Brothers video is he's got the knife here and he's coming at him here. And then what is the obvious attack? The instinctual untrained attack is from here, is throw there, okay? Which is like he's blocking it, getting the arm, and then throw on the ground. Now, if you have the knife here, it's like if I'm coming at it like that, I might go over the top and hit him like this. Or not from here, I might go to my body and attack like this. See? Or from here, straight, shoot it straight. See? It doesn't have to be like here, and then it's like, okay, he knows.
It's like he's holding the knife and coming at me like this. I know what's coming. He's gonna hit me like this. Okay. Now it can be here, here, or here, more straight. See. So from here, I can shoot more straight here. So it's basically, you don't want to be too predictable and only know one way to attack. If you're looking to be more dangerous. Nice point. Somebody holding a knife in the hand is dangerous. Okay, the bar's pretty low. So when I talk about effectiveness and like geek out about things and techniques, things like this, it's like it's not that it can feel like it's like, oh, it sounds like super complicated. It's like, no, based on holding a knife in your hand, intent to hurt a person in the room with it is dangerous. Understand? Like a person holding a knife in the hand, wanting to hurt you with it is a problem. Okay, it is very dangerous. But there's things that you can do to be a lot more dangerous, where you're learning, getting better at attack with a knife. And one of the things that make you better at your wet check, because it was, yeah, so it's wet, but it's wet. So if it's wet and it's wet, there's no regrets. So here's the point. Yeah, here's the point. Yeah, so it's like you want to be unpredictable. It's good. You don't want to. Basically, you want to be the worst nightmare of like the people that make the knife defense videos. Where it's like I've seen them before. It's like a video on YouTube. It's like a Filipino guy, something like this. It goes knife defense, and the guy has the high guard. This is opposite that, where the guy has the knife down here, and it's like he's coming in for this kind of. He's coming in for this, okay, which is not crazy. Meaning that is like a standard way to attack with a knife. If somebody's charged with a knife and they have it here, a likely way for an untrained average Joe is to hit like this or like, kind of like hooking like this. Okay. Now that makes it easier for him to defend it because he's been drilling things like this and tried it. It's like a guy comes here, it's like maybe block it like this, double block, and the main thing would be to keep the blade from sliding into your body. Understand? So it's like if the knife is coming here, the person from me, they have this and they're doing this, okay? If I go here, it's like it can stop it and then quickly go to control the knife form, and maybe I'll do a knee or whatever I do, or try to get more gun, whatever I'm doing, elbow strikes, pull the arm, whatever. But a lot of that depends on knowing what's coming, understand? Because if the person is moving towards you with a knife and you don't know what's coming, once they're close enough to and they launch the attack, it's like, yeah, the main thing that makes able to defend it is knowing what's coming. Understand? Because if you just have a knife somebody's coming at you, it's very hard for you to be able to react to an unknown attack. So a lot of it is like being able to guess what's coming, which means if the guy's coming at you like this, it's like here and it's like block like this or whatever you're doing, block here and then control the arm. Now, if the person is coming out like this and then go like this, see, it's like you're expecting this, and it's like that's your bet. Understand? It's like he's coming here most likely. I'm waiting for this to come with the right timing and then do this. Understand? For example. Now, if he's coming out like this and then turn into this, that it can be a big problem. And actually, your defense can open you up and make it easier for him to land it. So, do you understand? I mean, you can use like feint because it's like you make it look. If I comment like this, it's like what a person might be expecting is low attack on the right, and if I go see like this, see where I fake this, see here, and then right after I hit there, that can make him go and then block here, and then. Once I did this, that triggered this reflex. Okay, I'm coming at it, I'm going to do this. Okay, and then switch. So he goes to block it, which opens him up down here. So if you had like the block here or something like this, it might be hard to connect. By going from maybe if he's like this, and then he goes down here, notice that opens up the top of the body. So the fake attack is turned into this. See? So now this is the big detail. That's the point. If you want to be effective as a knife attacker, if you look at people that are training knife defense, you can just go and as I have, kind of reverse engineered and do you understand? So it's like
this guy is got defend against a knife. The guy's coming with a knife like this, and it's like he's waiting for this to come. I understand, and he's probably drilled this. So it's like he's waiting for the low attack to come, and then he's blocking it and working from there. So if I'm combating like that, well, I can do combating the same way, only attack like this, or attack like this, see, on the left side of the body, or attack, push it straight into the face, where it's not this. Or you can actually throw this, touch, retract, and then the next one is coming high. Or here, stab, retract, and then do something else. So I'm gonna look at this. So notice how this guy is coming at him with the knife low.
There's some
See? And he's attacking low.
techniques that work
See?
absolutely fantastic if you're
So what would really make it hard for that guy to defend against me if I was attacked with a knife? Well, come at it the same way and then surprise attack from a different angle.
if you're a law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrated, right?
That looks like an 80s Hollywood movie or 70s.
You have backup, you have your fire team partner, you're going to be safe because you can do those techniques without having to worry about it.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If there is a point to that, meaning if you're like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for street fighting, for example, like a lot of times that it might not be good. Striking might be better for street fights, because if you're fighting one person, okay, and you get him on the ground and get him in a chokehold, it's I get the back and I gotta rear naked. I'm on the ground, okay. Now, if it's just me and him in the room, that might work. But if it's several people, guy runs up and soccer kicks me in the head as I'm laying on the ground, see? Understand? Or like people that I'm on the ground with a person from me, then another guy stands up behind me and starts doing this, understand? Or like this, or just soccer kick me in the head. So a lot of times it's better to keep it standing, striking, as far as I'm concerned. It depends on the situation. Because if you do that's another thing you can do. If I'm fighting two people, if I throw some punches and I do an explosive takedown and I don't fall into the ground, just throw him on the ground. So he lands and hits the ground and he's on the ground, and then bang, bang, turn and start striking the other person. So that's more like using grappling in a street fight from about opponents. But there's a difference. Where if you're fighting one person, it's like a MMA match, and it's Conor McGregor versus somebody else, and he does a takedown, double leg, whatever, or trip, and he falls the guy to the ground and then works towards the rear naked, for example, an armbar is on the ground. Now, if Habib, his body's in there, it's like Conor McGregor is there, he runs up and saw kicks in the head. So notice how that might not work if you're fighting multiple opponents. Do you understand? Like going to the ground and then getting on the ground, stay on the ground, because you're very vulnerable to attacks. Whereas if you're striking, you can circle and take this person back up, throw punches here. Do you understand? Whereas if I go on the ground, I'm on the ground. I'm more vulnerable to being attacked by other people. So wrestling or something like this, takedowns in a street fight, it might work better if you're fighting 2 or 3 or whatever. Worst case scenario 4 or something like this. To do a takedown, another person is out of the fight. See, it's striking. It's like if there's people, it's like you do a takedown, so you get the person on the ground. You don't fall on the ground and start trying to wrestle, because I can get kicked and elbow strike, knee as I'm working with the person on the ground. It could be punch. If I do a takedown, just get the person around, so they fall down on the ground, they're on the ground now, okay? And then turn and start fighting other person with striking, kicks, stuff like this. And you understand? And not. So it depends on the situation. So a lot of times if you fight multiple opponents, you don't want to take it to the ground. You want to stay standing and keep striking. And if you do a takedown, you throw the person on the ground, a trip, the person falls on the ground.
they're not on their feet throwing kicks and punches really right now. So you don't. Do you understand? But it could be more like do a takedown, throw the person, trip the person, something like this. Another person's on the ground that are commissioned for a while, and you can turn to strike the other people.
But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe. Train hard. There's some tech.
Yeah, so here's a knife attack, okay, simulator. So he's got a training knife. And notice how it's coming at him like this, which is a traditional untrained instinctual way to attack with a knife. This is like sewing machine grab and stab, where he's moving in and his left hand might be going to grab his shirt or his collar or just get a hold with his left hand and start spamming attacks to his belly or the right side of his body on the rib cage, like stab, 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 stab. And since that is what he's throwing and signaling that he's about to throw, it makes it easy to defend against. You see, he's coming here and he's expecting that attack because that is like an expected attack, like a likely attack of a guy pulls a knife, is going to attack, it comes at you like this, he's going to throw that, okay? So he blocks it, and then he goes to control the arm.
Techniques that work absolutely fantastic.
And then
if you're a law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrate.
Yeah. So which works one-on-one. But if it's two guys and one of them have a knife and you do that, you throw them, get them to the ground, and now it's like, oh, let's turn it into a wrestling match and go for a rear naked or a armbar submission or something like this. Now you're getting down on the ground and you're easy to kick in the head, and then basically moving the
right. You have backup.
A lot of times it's better to
you have your fire team partner. You're going to be safe because you can do those techniques without having to worry about it. But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe. Train hard.
Yeah, so here it comes.
There's some technique.
And this is very dangerous. Here's another thing about the advantage of a dagger knife. At this moment, if he hasn't been disarmed, he can just violently pull his arm back and he'll be counted the inside of his hand, see? So that's another advantage of a dagger. Now, a dagger takes more training if you have a dagger knife as a combat knife. Okay. So one of the advantages with a dagger is, for example, if that happens, I come at the person and I throw this and he is able to like stop it and block it, and there's a moment here where he's got his arm here. If I just violently pull back like this, I'm cutting the inside of his hand, see? Whereas if it's a regular knife, it's only sharp in front of it. So if I go stab here and he goes here, if I pull back, it's not cutting him, okay? Versus with a dagger, if I pull back with the dagger, and really what I want to do for using the knife like that is I want to have the finger guard one with my body, because if it's here, this can snag on stuff. Because I want to have it close here, and he goes here, and notice if I just pull back. So if he goes here, I just pull back and I'm cutting him. Same if you would have the arm here. If I can just, whatever I'm doing, like I can cut here and here anyway. So the disadvantage to a dagger, the shape of a dagger makes it better at piercing than some other blade profiles. And it also has two sharp sides, so there's more ways to attack or be dangerous with it.
Techniques that work absolutely fantastic if you're a law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrated, right? You have backup, you have your fire team partner, you're going to be safe because you can do those techniques without having to worry about it. But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe. Train hard. There's some techniques that work absolutely fantastic if you're in law enforcement.
And even that, meaning even this, where it's like there's a certain attack that's like the most likely attack that he's going to throw at you if he comes at you like that. And it's like a person that hasn't been doing training like I have, and it's like real different ways. It's like he might come at like that, and then
attack up high or stuff like this. But it's like statistics, like if it's like, okay, this is what it's going to throw at me, and I'm ready to respond to that attack. I'm waiting for the arm to move forward in the expected way, and I got a block prepared for it. And it's like, here goes, boom, block, okay. Now, even in this situation, it's incredibly dangerous because somewhere along the sequence, you might end up getting cut or stabbed.
If you're a law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrated, right? You have backup, you have your fire team partner, you're going to be safe because you can
Not necessarily.
do those techniques without having to worry about it. But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with a mindset that's going to get you home safe.
Not necessarily. So it's not just if there's two of you, that means that you're gonna be safe, okay? Now, even if there's cops. Here's another thing too. If there's two cops and the guy has a knife, any weapon you bring into the fight could end up in the hands of the bad guy. Understand? So if you end up or the good guy who's fighting you. So that's the point. If there's a person that's got a gun and a person that with a knife, and you start deploying the knife, there's a chance that he can get the gun. And now he's got a gun. Understand? So now a lot of times police holsters will have a special locking mechanism that's designed to have it be like nobody can sneak up on a cop, just quickly unsheath his gun and start blasting. So they have like a special locking system that they have trained and they know the specific holster. It's like you push here and then pull on it, or like there's a certain like trick to it a lot of times. Like most police departments have like a holster that has a certain trick to it, where it's like you can't just grab the hand on and pull it out there. Because then like a cop is standing in Dunkin' Donuts in the line and ordering coffee or something like this. And a guy just sticks up behind and gets the gun and then bang, bang, bang or something like this. A lot of times they have special holster where it's like a technique, like a trick. It's like you push this button or something like this and then you can unsheath it. So now here's the point. So that's another, my point is this: any weapon you bring into a situation might end up being used against you. Okay. So that's another thing to bear in mind. People going to get blocked. People run the wrong way, get blocked. Yeah, this is information that everyone should know. That guy doesn't look like he's gonna get blocked. Muscle memory saves lives. Knives are more successful in close quarters. Well, yeah. So that guy is not getting blocked unless there's another comment. I'm gonna check if there's another comment left. That's block worthy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So training is important if you want to get better at something. Now, it's not just training. You want to train intelligently, and you have to be able to know. So you want to get better at fighting with knives, listen to me, watch my videos. And I've been teaching knife fighting and drills and all kinds of stuff. Or you can listen to other people. And unfortunately, in like knife fighting martial arts communities and things like this, there's a lot of crap and bullshit. So what I've figured out is like very effective training systems, like ways to train in drills that make sense, and really I can teach you how to really improve your fighting ability. Now remember, just somebody having a knife being in the room if you want to hurt you with it is very dangerous. Now you can be even more dangerous, which makes a difference. So here's the point. That's a point. Yeah, muscle memory can help. Now it's not just about training. It's like do you understand? If you train a bad technique and do many repetitions of that and build muscle memory for attacking non-effectively, now you're training in ways to make you worse at fighting. So it's not just like training and repetitions and train. It's like you find the right technique and then you train that. So you don't take a bad technique and then train that. It's you find a good way to attack. You find things that make sense and then you drill that.
Knives are more successful close quarters. Well, it depends. More successful, all or nothing. That's another thing that I don't like. Another thing to beware of. Beware of all or nothing thinking. Always never thinking. It's a sign of unrefined, unprecise person in all fields. Always never. And all or nothing. Okay. Where it's like this is the best weapon, see. It's like the best, okay. Like this like all or nothing is a red flag, itself. So now a knife is about as dangerous in close quarters as a gun. Do you understand? It's about as dangerous. It's close to as dangerous. Now it's not just the tool, it's his wielding. But a knife is about as dangerous at close range. Almost. And the main thing is with the range advantage, if you have a gun, you can fire at the person as they're advancing and closing the distance. So for me to be able to hurt you with this, I have to get close to you. And if I start out being far away from you, and if you have your gun out and at the ready, you have chances to hit me before I can hit you, see. So the main advantage of the gun is the range, similar to a bow. The main advantage to a gun over knife is the range. Okay. And indoors, there's less range, so there's less of an advantage indoors. So if it's like if you're on a football field and it's one guy at one goal, another guy one goal, it's like I'm going to have to get to the goal on the other side to stab with my knife, and he's got a gun. He's got the chance to shoot at me many times to try to hit me as I'm coming at him. And he's more likely to hit me at least once before I'm close enough to hit him with my knife. Now, if it's home defense rangers, there's less time, there's less rounds to get off. Okay, so it's like if somebody is 100 meters away from you and starts jogging at you with a knife, I can try many times to hit the person. And let's say I miss every shot, I might have the time to reload and have a fresh mag when he's getting close enough. Like that. So it's like the further away the person is with the knife, the better for the gun person. And the closer you are to the gun person as a knife person, the better. So the main advantage to the gun is the range advantage. Also, it can be easier to quickly kill somebody with a gun. Okay, meaning if you shoot somebody in the head with a gun, a lot of times that's an insta kill, or shooting them and hitting the spine or something like this, meaning aiming for the neck or the head. And you have a greater chance to insta kill with a gun, like a 9x19 or 45 or something like this, or 357 Magnum. You have a greater chance of like just attack once with this weapon to drop them instantly. Whereas with a knife, especially if you don't hit good zones, like you don't hit violence with there's more of a need to attack several times. Okay, so can you kill somebody very quickly with a knife? Yes, but a lot of times it takes longer to kill somebody with a knife. Like if you look at like people attack another person with a gun versus with a knife, a lot of times it takes longer until the person dies after a knife attack. And it also depends on who's attacking. If it's a person who's stabbing like this and like this to the torso, there's more of a chance to just hit the intestines and maybe the ribs and the arm and things like this. Versus if somebody is working towards stabbing in the neck, okay, and it's like if they're close, they're might be stabbing here, but they're looking for an opening to stab in the neck or cut in the neck. That's more dangerous because if you cut just one carotid artery, that will lead to a lot of bleeding. If you cut both, there's even more bleeding, and the windpipe too. So the neck is a prime target zone for knife fighting, like to go for if you're fighting for your life. Do you understand? Like if you're a Bible local law, you're going to suffer this weapon all times. But it's like if you're a person that is legal carrying a knife in public, and there's a mugger that comes at you with a knife and starts stabbing with it, and you pull your weapon to defend yourself, a good place to hit him would be the neck, because if you're able to hit him in the neck, he will quickly bleed out and you'll get dizzy. So I remember like a metric, like a stat about this. There's like, I'm pretty sure that this is specifically this. If you cut one carotid artery, just one side, left unattended, a person will lose consciousness within, I think it's 90 seconds. Okay, within 90 seconds, like a minute and a half. It could be even lower, but let's say 90 seconds.
So which means if I got slashed on right side of my neck and there's blood pumping out of my carotid artery, if I don't stop the bleeding, put pressure on it, and it's just left here and I'm fighting and using my arms to fight and stuff, then it's just dumping blood. Within 90 seconds, I pass out just from the blood loss. Okay. Now, if you cut both carotid arteries, you're really in trouble. It's the same thing as a rear naked choke. If you can get a choke or like a front choke, basically get a choke and you squeeze both sides. That's how blood chokes work in the UFC, where you squeeze both sides of the neck, which compress the carotid arteries. So people don't understand fighting styles. They think it's like the best choke is just squeeze the wind tube or something like this. It's like chokes don't work where it's like squeezing the windpipe, so it's hard to breathe and then you pass out that way. It's like that most people are effective at choking people out. It's blood chokes where you squeeze the carotid arteries here, and then within 10 seconds lose consciousness. Which means if you would have, you can even do it, like don't try that at home, but if somebody stood here and they let me do this to them, then it's like I put like a carotid chop, both my hands on the sides of the neck and squeeze like this, they're gonna pass out without long. Now the purpose that you don't do that to try to choke people out is because it's hard to keep like this for 10 seconds if the person doesn't want to go out. So it becomes more getting a strong hold to be able to keep the squeeze even if the person is struggling. Okay, so here's the point. Same there, where it's like you're working to cut off the blood supply to the brain, and the blood carries oxygen to the brain. And if the blood doesn't get a fresh supply, the brain doesn't get a fresh supply of oxygen, you lose consciousness. So the neck is the chief target zone. So if you cut the neck 1 or 2, that's really making the person lose blood quickly. And especially if you cut the carotid artery and the windpipe, that's a really bad injury. Another thing that's bad, like survivability, neck wounds, if you look at like statistics about, it's like war, maybe like World War One or World War II statistics or like casualties. And it's like and it's like casualties, where it's like guy hit by shrapnel, survived, yes, no. Okay, this many people were hit by a grenade, they were injured by a grenade blast. Okay, and like, did they survive? Yes. And like, where were the fragment impacts? And that people that have fragments to the neck are more likely the ones that die. Like a grenade goes off and a piece of shrapnel hit him in the neck, more of those people are going to end up dying from the shrapnel wound, versus someone gets shrapnel in the leg or somewhere else. So neck wounds are often fatal. If that's like a projectile, you get shot in the neck, stabbed, slashed, you get something hits the neck. So also, it's very hard to survive. Another thing that's bad about neck injuries is you can't put a tourniquet on the neck. So if you get if you bleed out from the leg, you put a tourniquet there. And if you put a tourniquet on the neck, that's a blood choke, and you pass out from blood choke, you will die from a blood choke. See? So if I would get like shot in the biceps here, for example, and there's a lot of bleeding, you can put a tourniquet here, and that helps to protect me from losing a lot of blood. Okay. Now, if you get shot here and you don't die, okay, instantly, if you put a tourniquet here, that's a blood choke, and you pass out in 10 minutes, you will die. Because if you keep the tourniquet there, you keep the blood choke. So it's very hard to deal with. So the person with knives are more successful in close quarters. Yeah, it depends what you mean by that. So more successful than guns, or more successful. Well, obviously, the knife is a close range weapon, so it's within touching range that you can use it. Okay. Now, I wouldn't say that the more successful is than a gun, but they're about as dangerous as a gun at very close range. And the main advantage to the gun, once again, is the range advantage, and also more likely to quickly kill somebody. Meaning you have a higher chance of quickly killing somebody with one attack. Meaning a shot here, for example, you have a higher chance to one attack. You use your gun one time and the person is out of the fight. Versus with a knife, you're more likely to have to stab many times. Because what is the thing about knife fighting? What we're trying to do? Reach, like puncture, create puncture wounds to vital organs, like puncture wounds to the lungs, the heart, poke holes in major blood vessels, and understand to slide the knife into vital organs, the lungs,
the liver, the organs. So that hit vital organs and or create massive bleeding. So you're looking to create as much blood loss as possible, which means as many centiliters of blood per minute. Understand? And this is what you're looking to do. Meaning it's like what you do with a knife. You're not working to create pain, okay? And get the guy to start. It's like what are you doing if you're in a knife fight for life? You need to kill the person to survive. Basically, what you're doing is you're trying to hit vital organs, create massive bleeding. So it's like every stab, a stab, even if it doesn't hit a vital organ, it's going to create bleeding. So you're bleeding a little bit. Stab again, you're bleeding maybe twice as much, even if it's not a bad spot. You hit again, you're bleeding more. So it's like you're inducing blood loss. So it's like 10 stabs, even if all the 10 stabs, if they land, none of them hit like a major artery or a lung or the heart or something like this. It's just 10 holes that are bleeding somewhat. Okay? And bleeding at this rate, if unattended, the person will pass out sooner or later. So if you look at this statistic, I might have to like freshen up and verify, but I think it's 90 seconds. If one carotid artery is sliced and it's left unattended, I think it's around 90 seconds until the person passes out. And I have to remember that the combat effectiveness will be decreased before that. It's not like if I would have my carotid artery open, it's just squishing out here and I'm fighting you, and it's like 90 seconds from that, I'm going to be passing out for blood loss. It's not like I'm going to be perfectly fine and unaffected until the point where I go out, understand? Because I'm going to be dizzy, I'm going to lose coordination. It can be like being drunk or something like this. It's like after that, it's like you lose athleticism, you lose stamina, you can get slower and weaker and dizzy, and then like not be able to see clearly. And there's a lot of ways that it can affect you. So yeah. So what called Dana White? I'm not calling Dana White. I'm not a Canadian. Where do you get that? I'm a Canadian. I'm not a Canadian. Dude, nobody says concerned about getting to knife fight is you. That's not true. You're assuming, and you're wrong. The issue is you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm not concerned about getting into knife fight. Oh, you serve for knife instructor? No, and that's not the thing. I'm better at teaching knife fighting than a lot of people that I see that are certified or the this or that, or they got a bigger YouTube channel, which is part of matrix system slave mindset, where people have been conditioned and brainwashed into thinking that competence only comes in a certain packaging. See, it's like can only say, yeah, it's like somebody can't be good at something unless they have been vetted and certified, and do you understand? This is part of matrix system control mechanism. But it's like there's a thing they've trained the people to trust experts, and then they control the experts. So it's not true that competence only comes in certain packaging. I've been winning souls to Christ. See? I've been winning a Jew to Christ and two Gentiles. And I didn't go to seminary. So this Christian pastor go to seminary, graduate, theological school, and they're out here giving us in the spirit for salvation. They don't win anybody to Christ. Meanwhile, me, I got saved, self-trained, self-taught soul winner, and I won 3 souls. Okay, I've been winning souls. So don't fall for that retarded, idiotic bullshit of thinking that you can't be good unless you're certified. As a matter of fact, the system is seldom the best. Understand? I believe I'm better at curing schizophrenic patients than the big pharma psych docs. I believe if there would be a guy, if I had a clinic, if I was legally allowed to practice medicine, and someone comes to me, this son's got schizophrenic voices, and I got to like treat him, I believe I'd be more competent in fixing schizophrenia than the psych ward in the neighboring city. That if he shows up presents schizophrenia and voices, I believe that I could get him better than the MD degree doctors, the white coats, and medical school. Okay, so part of the matrix system is getting you to think that you need this system to get competent. you need the system to get competency. It's like if you want to get good at something, you have to go through the system. So I don't have to be educated to. I don't have to be. I'm better than a lot of people are that are instructors. That people that have some titles of like this. I believe that have more competence in that. A lot of. So you don't have to have stop using. I don't use math. Okay. Now we're gonna look at another video. See if they have a new one. That is one of these channels. They have taught me for the deep state before with covert abuse tactics, which is common. Here, this guy made a video, how to win a street fight when it's too close for comfort with Jay Cooper. This says. Take a look.
So we never should carry a weapon anyway, because if you carry a weapon, you kind of expecting the trouble. We carry tools, we have access to tools, we have access to implements. Now, if we're using that definition, what does the weapon become? We are the weapon. Everything else is a tool. We are the weapon.
Yeah, and that's actually correct, and that's how I look at things, meaning my main weapon is my body. Do you understand? Because there might be a circumstance I get into. You don't train for the optimal scenarios. Okay? You don't train for optimal scenarios only. Where it's like all you train is optimal scenarios. So it's like if I'm at home, I can have like a 10-foot spear at home and like an axe and whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's like okay, but what if I'm attacked when I'm outside and I don't have a 10-foot spear or something like this? So my human weapon, okay, I'm the weapon, meaning mainly my body, including my brain, is the weapon. So my elbows, I can throw my elbows into your face, I can throw punches, I can grab you, I can do things. And there's things in the environment that I could acquire and use as a weapon. And then there's things that you can train that make you more able to be able to use something that's like a new object, and you have like the basics there. Like for example, a lot of the knife fighting martial arts training applies to pretty much anything I hold in my hand. So for example, like if I would have this and it was a little bit heavier, it's like that I've been training attack with a knife like this, and it's like the difference is there'd be like a sharp thing here with reverse grip, stab it like this or hit it like this, see, or with this grip, hitting like this. So if I would have a stick, if I get attacked, it's like a stick. Now a lot of times it's like it's not that effective. It might be better to just use my knuckles or elbow than like a little stick and then hit you with it. But it's something that could be used.
So if we look at my voice, I can use my voice as a weapon. I can use my physical presence as a weapon if I'm sufficiently intimidating and big enough. I can use my fists, I can use my feet, I can use my elbows, my knees, my head, a blade, a bat, a baton, a gun, tank, a steamroller going over a nun. The idea behind, even my fat ass can shuffle off in that direction quite quickly. With my hands, he isn't really paying attention to what
they're not going to play a whole bit.
Punching distance and a grapple always try and get a hold of you. What we have to do is make sure we have answers at all ranges. So we're going to deal with that conversation range piece, okay? So he's going to put these here. Now, I'm not going to orient off Nick. So this would be Nick. He's now here. He's like a Chronicles of Riddick. So he's like this little shadow figure, and he's going to move in. This is representing where he would be. So I'm not here because that'd be stupid. I'm orienting in this orient. So I've got a hit from here. Now, we're going to start neutral. What we're going to do is we're going to fence off. So hands come up, hands go down, step to here. And now notice this is now that extra distance I've created for that shot. And we're going to do a very, very simple shot. And all it's going to be is simply this fist rotating over like that. Just in a very short clipping, almost like a corkscrew hook motion. So I go down, palm comes up. There's my shot going off there.
Which is now.
What I'm going to be aiming for, if I'm doing this for real, is there. And there's a reason I aim for there. If I hit
I've
that...
talked about this before in training. Where a lot of times if I'm training with stuff, I'm aiming for the ear. And what is like with hooks and stuff? A lot of times I'm aiming for the ear. Why? Because yes, it might be more likely to knock the person out if you hit at the jaw here. But if I have it down here, I'll talk about this one. These are the clothesline, for example. Here's a clothesline. Here. So in order to I'm aiming to hit the ear. Why? Yeah, it might be better if I hit the jaw in terms of likelihood to knock him out. Now, if I hit him in the ear, it's still rattling his brain, okay? It's like concussive force. Now, if I aim for the ear, and as I start throwing something, he retracts, he pulls back or moves back. Now, rather than missing like this, if I'm aiming, let's use a punch instead. If I'm aiming with a hook here, that's more like to knock him out if it lands there, than if it lands here quite possible. Now, if I aim for the ear, the hook landing to the ear is doing something. But if he pulls back as I start throwing the hook like this, he sees he's coming, and his defense is to pull his head back. Now, I must still connect with the jaw. I'm aiming for the ear. If he pulls back his head, or like walks whole body movement back or head movement back, as I'm going for the ear, see, I might hit the jaw. So that if you aim here, you might hit here if the person pulls back. So you're more likely to hit something if you aim for the ear.
Job done. If he sees it and flinches and moves, job done. Because he lines his chin up. So either way, what I'm doing is I'm taking the furthest point, which will have the effect, and that will scramble the circuits, and I'm dragging it forward. So I've got this as my whole target line. If I aim for the knockout point on it there, see that? So I aim for the chin and he moves, I'm kind of fucked. If I aim for his ear and he moves, I've got him anyway. So we're looking at catching the most real estate with a minimal motion coming. Just dropping that weight into it, there's a chance he'll pick up. If I need that kind of space, give it. Make it a match fight. If that's what you have to operate in, make it a match fight then. Don't have a problem with that. Fence up, fence on, hold out. Roll one, roll two. Okay? And it's in quick succession.
I got
one of the all-time great boxers, if you don't have his
I'm
book...
not desperate for use. I got the quality that I got everything I need to go up on the internet. And despite shadow betting and things it's like I'm not a guy that has nothing going for myself, so I have to be like settled for breadcrumbs and let people disrespect me. See, it's like, oh, the person is disrespectful in the chat, but it's like the review, so I'm let him do that. It's like, no.
Get it. Jack Dempsey. Okay, his book is to me. They will go for the eyeball and they will go here. And it's like, any further, I'll rip it out. And they will literally hold the eyeball. So they'll actually gouge it down and out, and they will hold the eyeball. So if I'm arguing with Rio, I need to make this about me and Rio. I need to make this about me and Rio. If there's three there, it's unlikely I can say, okay, lads, let's just talk about this. We're kind of free talking. So what I can say is this about you and me? No, back off. Is this you and me? Do we have, not these two, forget them, this is us. What they're doing. Have you seen these fuckers? Take a good look at these guys and what they're wanting to do right now. Look at their fucking faces and the way they're carrying themselves. Because now you're putting eyes on them. Are they now second guessing it? They may still go. Alcohol does funny things to people. Being a weapon. What's the risk to my personal health from three people kicking the shit out of me?
Dying.
So it's fucking high. It's fucking high. So am I now in a position where lethal force or accelerated use of force options and equalizers would be an option?
Definitely. Which is the same as in Sweden. Which means if you get attacked by one person, that if you think about this, okay, so there's different mentalities. You can go very judged by 12 and killed by 6 or something like this.
You understand? Meaning, I used to, I did long ago I had a knife on me in contact with people. And I just didn't give a shit. It's like, yeah, it's a people, but I got it wrong. And it could save my life. You understand? It's something that could save my life, that I squeeze situation. It's like if I get jumped by several people, having a knife will save my life. But if I get caught, here what I do, like, is I lose maybe $300 per time. And I'm already dead. Therefore, no return. You understand? This is long, it was many years ago. So, here's the point. So, what I address is that the different mentalities of that. So, one, see, if you're thinking about self-defense, if you're training martial arts, you think about self-defense, you're watching videos like a video there, think about things. One mental angle is to consider the legal aspect. Because like, if I end up winning the fight in court and had to argue for my use of force, that could, how would do? Now that's not the main thing, but you can have that as what we're thinking about. Meaning that if you think about it, okay, I have a knife. Like for example, home defense complex. And it would be, I don't know, a crack would go through the window or something. And if I go get my spear, and this brother and start trying to kill him right away, okay? And then I end up winning the fight by stabbing with the spear. Like that's it. And I end up in court with like, well, the guy died, and then the prosecutor like, you didn't have to kill him or somebody, so you could have ran away or somebody. So then you can go, it might be good if I have a less lethal option available in my body. For example, a top, see. It might be good, I might say maybe I buy a top. Because right now the one thing I have is a lethal, like a spear. So maybe if I have money sometime I buy a plastic top. At least that's an option. Because I maybe it's a small craft and it does look like I don't have quite a lot. And it don't have lethal weapon. Maybe it has some little thing. And if it's I have a thought and try to get him to not be that dangerous and try to get him back in to run off somebody. And be like, well, I tried to defend myself with the less people weapon first. Like actually giving you with a thought, like it's assume you do like a bomb or something. And I bet that I did a lot with a thought, then after that, you still come back in. And when I'm here, I pull my knife and start stabbing. Okay? But I tried before that to use something that you understand? So that can be part of what you can think about. If you're a person that's watching videos like this, it's like self-defense, like street fight, self-defense, techniques, and philosophy, and such as this. Like part of but like a mental thing is to think about after you do so forth. Because you're aiming to survive okay, if you think about home defense or street fight self-defense, it's like surviving the altercation should be like a key priority. And if you survive with this use of force, you might end up in court, having to argue for your use of force. So it's important to at least one time or another to think about the legality. The legality. If you end up winning a street fight, think you're going to have to be in court having to justify it. And would you win the court case, or it's like, oh, you might have had to spend a long time in prison because you survived the fight, but it's like you clearly used too much force. So here's another thing. A knife is not, it's like, there's a reason why if I train or talk about knife fighting, you don't really talk about it like less because carrying the arms to give you some pain, weight a little bit and see if you will surrender that. If you get to a point where deploying a lethal weapon, it should be a situation warranting lethal force. So if you get to the point of deploying a lethal weapon, now it should be the situation should be demanding use of force on the staff, which means it's not like, oh, a guy you're outside and let's say was eating and you have like a guy who walks out and stops you, pushes or something like this, or like gets in your face and kind of, I don't know, something like they pull a knife and stab you. You understand? It's like, if it was legal for me to have a knife in the pocket, I have a knife in the pocket, I'm outside smoking, so grab and stuff, and it's like very, they like start that, have never sort of this. Okay, right now it's not to get attacked, but it is invading my space, it would be physical. It's like, would it be rational to like, if brought them to instead of one shoulder, there's a pull a knife and stop that, and all that. Right. It's like, well, that's lethal force. Then if I could show up in court, the guy died. Yeah, well, guess I ceased to be get over. Yeah, well, the guy was just there kind of like moving around and he pulled a knife and stabbed him and he died. Yeah, why did you push him and walk away from him? And that could be justified. The same situation, if that happened, it's like, what could I, if I end up in court after this, be like that for the pitfall? If that happened, like, Trump walks up on one side, there's his hand on shoulder, you motherfucker, and all, push him off, and then this, okay? And then if he comes after me again, they like come after that this, and then I kick him, as he comes after this, and still I feel like I could justify the decision for him. You understand? That if I'm outside and I'm just smoking somewhere, the driver comes up to the hey, or that. Now, what would I expect that a judge would say that it's not okay? If I pull a knife and it's like kind of shoulder here, and I grab his ball, and then pull a knife and some step, it's a collapse and die. If I expected the judge would be like, yeah, you didn't have the right to use it. It might be a long time vision. So if you think about what is the way that you respond that it is justified in the court of law? Well, maybe if the guy is like, got his hand here and he's moving, and I go slam his arm out of the way, move his arm out of the way, push him off and walk back like this. Okay? And then at this point, because he's this close, the next thing could be he stops doing something. So I feel like after that point, it's like getting his arm out of the way, pushing him off and creating some space. So it might be, I feel like that could always that he's supposed to pull off. Okay. Now, if I back up something, and I'm just coming after that, is throwing up a punch, or like this guy stick or something, this if he's up a wall, whatever, then comes after that shortly. Now, if I go like kick him coming in like this, you know, it's not like that comes out, it's still basically so forth that you act like this. That's not like you can defend it for long. That everything did it after this point as a piece of it. Now, well, yeah, it's like, that's a good thing to bear in mind. If you're thinking about self-defense scenarios and training, and you think about like self-defense, and what if I get attacked with a knife, and I'm training martial arts, and all the reason I train is for self-defense and stuff. And you're thinking about what if I get attacked by a guy with a stick on the outside, or two guys without a stick, or what if we get attacked with one guy with a knife? What if we get attacked by two guys and one of them have a knife? It's like it's good to think about different scenarios that we might get into. And one of the things you should be allowed to is the where it's like ultimately you don't use any force that you can't justify. Now, I suppose if you try to kill people, especially if they're the ones initiating physical conflict, then it goes up. The use of force is the legal aspect. It's like the amount of force that I can use legally depends on the circumstance. which means this is a certain level of force to be used against one person, but there's other things that can change how much force you can use. If there's two people fighting that this one person is a lot bigger, or if you're a person that has a bad leg and you can't ground it, but you're physically fail or injured, and the other person is bigger and stronger than you, they attack you. So that it depends. But like, the legal angle is important. We're trying to look the main thing is surviving a fight. The main thing is surviving a fight, not the attacks and itself. The main thing is surviving, okay? Making the situation live as something as possible. And that's what's happening. So, because it's not just survive, it's like, yeah, most important surviving, but you also don't want to have just one eye. That's why my police. So basically, it's good to navigate in a way that you survive the assault as uninjured as possible. I gotta finish up because I'm gonna call my wife. When you saw a notification that she wrote on this. So, before we finish up, address this thing where people they are looking to poo-poo what I'm doing, and I've done that before, and I can go really like deep like I did before. It's like that's a problematic system. Whereas I think it's way more problematic system to be like it has to be licensed and competency. It's like if I make a YouTube video, how to lose fat or something like this. If I am guys written with a six pack, you make shit and having fat, so they can know what type of lifestyle can keep that not better fat. And then I could make videos like here's effective ways to lose fat, to evaluate your old weight and you want to get fitness and like that. And I do believe I have confidence where I can teach them with that. Effective fat is the person. And that's always like a hater in the video we talk about it. So, are you a licensed nutritionist? Or you're a naturopath? Do you have some kind of certificate, nutrition course certificate? Like, no, but it's not that I need to have a certificate or license to get competence. But competence does not want to be packaged in this specific package behind the degree or length to that. I'm able to excel in that most of the things and accomplish a lot of things without any dedication. Now, for example, I've been able to sing, but I have videos myself singing a cappella to a point where I don't think that's not great to say. So, yeah, I have at least as much singing talent and ability as some people are rich and famous singers in this world. So it's like the ability, it's the ability. It's like, well, you. See, I didn't hire a vocal coach, but I have videos of myself singing really well. Because every time I sing it, it's the best. I don't know. But I have videos of myself singing really well. And I didn't go to vocal coach to get training or go to choir school or something like this. But the ability is the ability. So it's like if you can think, straight. If you have critical thinking and if you reason and think, you'll be able to realize that it's not that you have to have professional training for you to have the ability to accomplish that. It's possible to have a ability competence without having professional training. A person can, I don't think Jesus the carpenter went to carpenter school. There's nothing in there. I think he was trained by maybe fallen rules. But my point is this, I believe you can end up doing a good job being a painter. This I'm saying, without going to all this school. I believe that person can end up being a great painter or singer or chef what are all the filters on that? Now, is it true that a person without innate ability or talent, an average person, to get really good at something, might need to go to a school where they have a pattern, or they have like a formula of how to raise the ability in an average person and that's intelligent people, or the ability to get good overall. Yeah, so it's not that it's worthless and pointless to have professional training, but you don't want to fall into thinking that you have to, that there is only one way to get better at something. So you can get better at things without going to a school or something like this. It depends on who you are, but we definitely can improve your videos without people maybe something. I got to do so. I can all things in fashion. Like I say, that we all rooms, we all kinds of stuff, but I can all things in fashion. So, thanks to God that we got it. And I don't believe that they have to be licensed or that, but to be able to get better. But I don't think so. I mean, for example, I did Boston. I get the water class classes. I can say that I can work with other videos, they can see I'm getting through for classes. There's some guys that go to Boston, and 6 years training Boston, they're still not getting as far as that. But apparently, something wrong with the that much more. You have to go to the Boston League and train years and years and have a programs and go through the running and the greatest is possible to do something at a high level. Therefore, without the standard facts. Okay. So, yeah. I gotta finish up. Hello, Harry. Okay, babe. I was live when he bought me, and I saw a notification. My phone will come down, it says dividing. And I go, okay, I will bring the shop. I'll talk about time in lost what I'm thinking of time. You're beautiful, aren't you? No, your skin looks oily. Did you sweat before or did you take a shower? Oh, okay. I will go to anyone last year. I was looking at I won't anyone last year. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to finish up this live stream. I'm saying goodnight to my wife. Be wonderful. You can say hello to them now.
No.
Yeah.
And the fast.
Yeah. Where you going when you die now? What happened if you die tonight when you sleep? You go to
Heaven.
you go to heaven. Why you go to heaven?
Why you like to ask?
Because it's good. Other people, it can help other person too.
So you say you go to the heaven. Why you go to the heaven? You're not shy now. You naturally just relax. It just tell truth. You not have to make. It's easy to say truth. Why you go to the heaven?
I would like to ask.
I like to ask.
Yeah, because I believe in God and Jesus.
Okay. And what do you believe about Jesus?
I believe to God for me. Oh, what are you?
And what happened after he died for you now?
I don't know in English.
Yeah, after he dying, after he body dead, what happened then? They put him in they bury him, and what happened after that?
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, he wake up, he came back. Yeah. So why Jesus dying? Why he dying? What he do when he died? He died for your
Machine.
yeah. So we say from the horse's mouth. I've talked about this before that we wanted to the Lord, and I've told people after preaching the gospel to her, I've asked her like this before, like I did not publicly. It's like, I just want to check. But so if you died right now, would you go? She goes, heaven, without hesitation. And then now she's a little bit put on the spot, a little bit like nervous, like shy. But yeah, so the reason that we know she's going to heaven is because she trusts that she believes in God, believes in Jesus. And you know Jesus is God. But when you say God, you mean God, Daddy God, God the Father. And Jesus is God too, God the Son. And you know that. And he paid for your sin with his blood, and he died for your sin. Yeah. So we is going to heaven and are going to heaven. So we're a Christian power couple. And normally when I say power couples, it means that it's a couple that is celebrities, okay? But we're a power couple because both of us, we've been saved by the power of God unto salvation, which is the gospel, see? And I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it's the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believe it. To the Jew first, but also to the Greek Gentiles. So we're a Christian power couple. Both of us have been saved by the power of God unto salvation, which is the gospel, which means we're going to heaven. So I'm gonna finish up. And good job, honey. You shared your testimony a little bit, like why you go to heaven. And this is like practice. I think this can help you. That I'm pressing you a little bit to be like, come on and share your testimony. I believe this can help you as practice. Maybe sometimes if you talk to a friend and they say, "Oh, I'm worried where I go when I die. I don't know if I go to heaven." You can go, "Oh, I like that too before. I don't know where I'm going, and somebody told me how to be sure. Now I know I go to heaven because I believe Jesus died for it." I understand. So anyway, I gotta finish up. And abide by local laws regarding self-defense. Use a weapon at all times. And if you're interested in martial arts training and self-defense things like this, you can subscribe to my channel. And it's there's certain things. I don't have like a form like a professional YouTuber. It's like here's my niche. I'm a YouTuber doing this or something. It's like I'm a human being with a YouTube channel. I end up doing what I'm interested in doing and enjoy doing while live on the internet. And things that I've been consistently doing is martial arts training and exercising, and things like this, playing video games. So it's like things that I do and I'm into in real life. Being a YouTuber, I do the same things online. Okay, and I don't think that I'll stop training martial arts anytime soon. So
I mean, if I would end up worst case scenario in a wheelchair, that if you got a martial arts, I can train how to fight from a wheelchair. Understand? It's like wheelchair fighting, and it'd be very niche there, like people searching how to defend yourself in a wheelchair, stuff like this. But I'm not joking. It's like if I'm never gonna like be comfortable with being easy to mess with. So it's like if I end up in a wheelchair, I figure out a way how to be a dangerous man in a wheelchair. Understand? But it's like if there's a burglar, I'm in my wheelchair at home. I'll be training. If you got a martial arts that I can do, where I can fight for my wheelchair. Honestly, I possibly use the wheelchair as a weapon. Okay, and it's like have spikes on it and stuff like this. So it's a special button or they push it. It's like a smoke screen that I can pull back and then get some kind of bow or something. I could probably shoot a bow from a wheelchair. So it's like yeah. So yeah, anyway, support. I gotta finish up. Take a moment to appreciate the rip with the six pack. That's a little bit there. Now, actually, my six pack is more intense. Now I'd say here it's not that pronounced. So there's another thing if you want to learn how to get in shape and get a six pack. If you're a man and you have a goal to get a six pack, most men could get a six pack. So if a person's out there, it's like I don't care if you're 40 or 50. If you're like, I'd like to get a six pack. That's attainable for most men. If you're willing to put in the work, most men that's a fitness goal that most men could attain. It's not like pie in the sky, see. Where it's like I'd want to win Mr. Olympia bodybuilder. Yeah, it's like okay, you're gonna have to do testosterone injections or something like this. You're gonna have to. It's like, do you understand? And I'm not recommending that, but meaning if a person like I'd like to be built like Arnold Schwarzenegger's prime, and right now you're 50 in out of shape. It's it's gonna be very few people that can get there. And to say support, if you want to get a six pack, most men would be able to do it if they really care about it, if they want it. And I consider that would be a healthy goal because to get a six pack, you have to change your lifestyle to be more healthy. You have to eat less sugar, meaning things that like if you work towards the goal of having a six pack, conducive to that would be eat less sugar, which is bad for your health generally. So it's like sugar makes you fat. That sugar fattens you up. So if you want to have a six pack, you need low body fat percentage. And what's an easy way to get fat is eat a lot of sugar. So if you're looking to drop weight, fat weight, one of the things you should do is to cut down on your sugar. See, you're also going to have to get drunk less because if you get drunk, you drink a lot of alcohol that attacks your testosterone. And if testosterone goes down, it's harder to achieve and maintain a lean athletic physique. So it's like if you drink alcohol frequently, you attack your testosterone. If you get drunk often, you attack your testosterone. So if you're like, I want to get a six pack as a fitness goal, I'm 45. Things that would help you get a six pack is quit drinking alcohol, or at least drink less, eat less sugar. Both these things are good for your health. Take supplements to care about your diet. It's like eating healthy and eating less unhealthy things, eating more healthy things, and addressing vitamin deficiencies, which most people have. So it's like the goal of like I want to get a six pack. The way that I will tell you to do that, that will actually help you get a six pack, would end up being change your lifestyle to a more healthy lifestyle. See? So I gotta finish up. This could be on the video, and don't try any of the martial arts dances you may do at home. And abide by local laws regarding self-defense or use of weapons at all times. So this could be on the video, and I'm gonna tag my wife in virtually.